Good morning, class. We'll be going over measuring segments and angles. This is 1.4. So, first of all, the distance between any 2 points is the absolute value. So, absolute value is positive value of the difference of the corresponding numbers. So, difference means subtracting. Just a reminder, congruent segments, 2 segments with the same length. So, we look at 3 points. If 3 points, A, B, and C are collinear, they're on the same line, and B is between A and C, then A plus B, so the distance between here and here is the same as the distance between here and here. So if I added A and B and C, I would get the whole distance. For example, we come over here. Here's our example. So first of all, the absolute value between. So how far apart is B to A and B? Well, you can just count 1, 2, 3, it's 3 units, so AB is equal to 3 units. That's the distance. Now you should have, it's a line segment, so it's 3 units. So we want to go through and look at. So let's take, for example, A to C. And we want to know what is A to C. What is that distance? Well, it goes from -4 to 1. So if you look at -4 minus 1, is -5, you take the absolute value of that. So it would be 5 units. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. Okay, so A to C is 5 units. What our theorem is saying is that the difference from A to B, so it's A to C is made up of A to B and B to C. So you could say A to C is equal to, so what's the distance from A to C? So it's from -4 to -1. Minus -1, that's -3 units, or just 3 units. Then you go B to C. What's the distance there? B to C is equal to, well, it's -1 minus 1, which is -2. Again, absolute value, so distance is 2. So it's just saying it has a distance of 2. So our theorem is just saying add A to C, or excuse me, add A to B, plus, right, there we go, A to B is right there. So this is 3 units. So we have A to B from here to here, and B to C. That's what this theorem's saying. A to B was 3 units, plus B to C, which is 2 units, equals 5, which is what we had at the beginning. So that's that theorem, what it means. So we come through here. If D to T, this whole distance from here to here, the whole distance is 60 units, we want to find the value of x. So we'd write an equation. So this segment plus this segment should equal the whole segment. And that's what we're saying. So this segment, 2x minus 8, plus this segment, 3x minus 12, equals the whole segment of 60. Now we combine like terms. 2x plus 3x is 5x. -8 plus -12 is -20. Add 20. So add 20 here, which cancels out. 60 plus 20 is 80. Divide by 5, which is 16. So that's how we use this property here to solve for it. We come here, again, another example, E to G. So E all the way to G is 100 units. We want to find the value of x, so we set them, add them together. So we'd say 4x minus 20 plus 2x plus 30 equals 100. Combine like terms. And solve from there. So subtract 10 equals 100. So 6x equals, you'd subtract 10, 90, divide by 6. Okay? Midpoint. Midpoint is middle. If it's the middle of something, then it divides up these 2 segments into equal parts. So these are congruent segments. So AB, not a straight line, but A, this is B, and this is C. So what it means is they're equal, so I put congruent marking, so that means that they're the same distance. So if this were 5 units, this would be 5 units. They're equal, they're the same. This is powerful because we'll solve equations using it. C is the midpoint. So what do I know about AC? And so we'll just switch the order. AC and AB. We could say AC is equal to CB. This from here to here is the same from there to there. And now you can solve an equation. You can say 2x plus 1 equals 3x minus 4. Now we go ahead and subtract 2x from either side. Then add 4. X is equal to 5. If it said find, now if you look, it says find out what AC, CB, and AB are. So find out what is this distance from here to here, and here to here. And then tell me what the whole distance is. Well, I take 5, plug it in. So we'll go ahead and do it here. So we take 5, we go 2 times 5 plus 1 equals, well, that's 10 plus 1 equals 11. So we know from here to here is 11 units. I don't need to do the math for the other part because I know it's going to be the same thing because it's congruent. So this is 11 units. So it makes the whole thing, A all the way to B, is 11 plus 11, which is 22 units. So that's how we can find it. Z is the midpoint of XY. XY is 27. So this whole distance is 27 units. So we want to know, okay, what's just the distance from Z is the midpoint, find X to Z. We just want to find this segment right here. Well, if the whole unit's 27, this is the midpoint. Midpoint means middle. So we divide 27 by 2. So we just go ahead and say that that's the midpoint. Okay, well, go ahead, we're getting close finishing up an angle. Formed by 2 rays meeting together. So we have ray BC and ray BA that form it. This right here, where they meet, is called the vertex. So B is the vertex, where the 2 angles meet. Alright, how we label it? We label it by 3 letters. Our vertex will always be in the middle. So we can name it A, B, C. Okay, or we could switch that and say CBA. Or you can name it, sometimes you'll see an angle inside like a 1. We could label it angle 1. Okay? You can name it just by the angle, or just by the vertexes out. Angle B, and then angle 1. This is how you're going to see it most common. Especially as we get going, multiple lines are on there. This is what we'll do. Okay? Again, just a reminder, an acute angle is less than 90 degrees. A right angle equals 90 degrees. Obtuse is greater than 90, but less than 180. And then you have a straight angle, 180. You're going to see this right angle show up throughout the entire book. Straight angle, and we're going to use that as well. This is similar to our other postulate. So if a point is in the middle, right here, what it's saying is AOB plus BOC will equal the whole angle. So this angle plus this angle equals the whole angle. If we have a straight angle, so AOC is a straight angle is 180 degrees. So AOB plus BOC, this angle and this angle will add up to 180 degrees. All right? So, if our RSW, so RSW is 125 degrees, so this whole thing is 125 degrees. We know that RST, so RST, this angle is 50 degrees. We want to know what is this angle right here. Okay, so that's what it's saying. We give us that. So what we do is we write an equation. We know 50 degrees plus x degrees would equal the whole thing of 125. So we go ahead and state that and solve it. So we go 50 plus x equals 125. Solve it by subtracting 50, and x equals 75 degrees. Same thing here. We want to go ahead, degree DEG. So DEG is 145 degrees. We want to find GEF. The thing that we need to remember is DEF, that's a straight line, so it's 180 degrees. So we go ahead, almost the same format. 145 plus x equals 180. We subtract 145, and x is equal to 35 degrees. Or GEF is how we'd say it. Angle GEF equals 35 degrees. All right? So last thing is just congruent angles. Congruent angles have the same measure. So that was our lesson for today. Again, remind there are line segments. A midpoint is the middle. Line segments add up to give you the whole distance. And then angle, addition postulate. The two smaller angles will make up the whole angle. Straight line is 180 degrees. Thank you.